Hi wrestling fans, I just got here. Thanks for clicking on the dreaded E-Rose report. Alright, I got some strange news here. WWE released the following statement on their Twitter page Tuesday. They said technical errors occurred in some of the voting results during Raw Power to the People show. It says check with WWE.com throughout the day for more. Anyway, later they put on here, WWE says text vote screws CARA. It says WWE apologizes to the WWE Universe, Raw's Power to the People voters, and especially CARA and Evan Bourne. So the match voted was skewed by a heavy backlog of votes from the Diva title match. More details coming throughout the day. Alright, the next news. Matt Hardy stated last Sunday on his Twitter that he would be receiving a few weeks off from TNA Wrestling. Well, he wrote, between dates, injuries, and outside issues, I'm going to have a few weeks off and I'm ecstatic. The Matt Hardy movement is going into full effect. Well, here's the results of this. According to PWI Insider, company officials suspended Matt Hardy due to constantly and continuously arriving late to events. Matt Hardy has not performed in TNA since May 30th on Impact Wrestling that aired on June 2nd, which saw him lose the Crimson. He is, however, advertised to appear in this week's live events in Ohio and Indiana. Well, we'll find out about that. Alright, the next little bit of news. Scott Hall was arrested May 14th, 2010, and charged, which I had on here, charged with disorderly conduct, resisting police officers. Authorities were called in at the Hitching Post bar. Everybody knows that. Anyway, after Hall, who had been drinking heavily, according to the police report, became aggressive. When authorities arrived, they found Hall yelling and cursing at amateur wrestling personalities Mark Gabrowski, Kevin Showtime Van Camp, Tony ODB Griffin, Sean Shevers, the Beaver Retriever. I like to have that name myself. Mark E. Nelson and other staff of the bar. Hall was told he was not allowed to return to the establishment ever. And on the police report, Hall listed himself as unemployed professional wrestler despite having a job with TNA Wrestling at the time. Who would then release him about a month after the arrest, though. Court records in Florida indicates Hall was sentenced to 10 days in jail, and his jail time, however, was reduced to 2 days for time served. He plans to check into the jail July 5th. Representative for the former wrestling champion says he'll be in the medical unit due to his bad health. You know what always gets me is when people go to court, get sentenced, and then they have a certain day, oh, I got to go check in today at the county jail. They used to just haul you right off. Stan, the man with the stopwatch hand, said there was 1 hour, 23 seconds of in-ring action at Sunday's WWE pay-per-view Capital Punishment. This is about the same as Over the Limit. And as a part of WWE's SummerSlam Reading Jam, kids can email In Your Corner at WWE.com with the name of their favorite author and one of the books that they're going to be reading from this summer to receive a free poster. The SummerSlam Reading Jam runs from July 8th through August 26th. So you better hurry up and read something. July 8th is what, a week or so? Alright, WWE's upcoming DVD, The Greatest Cage Matches. I'm hoping WWE either reads or hears me sometime. They kind of do, or they hear from us anyway. Anyway, this Greatest Cage Matches is rated TV-14 and will feature unedited cage matches according to WWE DVD News. This is a change from the content of other recent PG DVDs. The 3 DVD disc set will hit stores June 28th. I've been bitching about that for quite a while. Let us put out a PG if you want. Put out an unedited disc, or whatever you want to call it, TV-14. Let us see the matches the way they were, not the way you want us to see them. That sounds like a little bit of a dictator type shit. We don't like no dictator. China probably does, but anyway, Melina posted a bizarre video message this morning in response to Gail Kim writing on her Twitter that she's emotionally unstable. Kim wrote, "Good morning. Wow, a good night's sleep and a direct flight. Says I'm not horrible. I'm not a horrible friend like Melina is, emotionally unstable." I don't know what brought that up, but Melina said in the video message, "Just came back from doing my last workout before I do the tour off to Asia. I guess they're going." She says, "I read a tweet that Gail said that I was emotionally unstable. Gail, I may be that, but at least I'm not a horrible friend like you." So there. And believe me, after 2 weeks in Asia, if you thought I was crazy before, I'm going to be much crazier when I get back. Then she says, "I love you," and then blows a kiss goodbye. Isn't that nice? Two girls can get along. Jesse Neal, by the way, is claiming on Twitter that he has never received food stamps. That was about a week or so ago. Somebody was saying that he was getting food stamps, but says, "I'm only going to say this once." He wrote, he said, "I never said that I myself received food stamps." So wrestling fans, get back to being a fan, stay out of our personal lives. So. All right. Impact Wrestling, by the way, has launched Facebook and Twitter accounts for Australia. Let's see. Oh, in a replay of last week's episode of Impact Wrestling that's going to be airing tonight at Spike TV. In case you missed it, that's kind of good. They, airing that, in probably a slow time for Spike. Let's see what kind of rating they get. All right, Tough Enough runner-up Luke Robinson was recently interviewed by the NBC affiliate WCSH, based out of Maine. Robinson said his goal now is to impress WWE enough to get a developmental deal. And at one point on Monday night, 8 of the top 10 worldwide trending topics on Twitter were WWE related, which is a record for the show. There was no dark match, by the way, for after last night's Raw in Baltimore, so I can't tell you who was in the dark match because they didn't have one. Fans reported from last night's tapings indicated Zack Ryder was working as a full babyface in his WWE Superstar match against Drew McIntyre. Check that. Let me see, tomorrow on their website. Sin Cara versus Cody Rhodes was originally scheduled to be the bonus match at Sunday's Capital Punish pay-per-view, but they went with Evan Bourne versus Jack Swagger instead. I have no idea why, except at least Evan got the win. Probably might not have got the win. Bourne and Sin Cara one hell of a match. WWE is going to be featuring Bourne in the next few weeks as they want him to become one of the major superstars again at Money in the Bank pay-per-view in July. And I hope he can stay healthy. He does a lot of dangerous moves. All right, WWE had 18 Twitter trends that made the worldwide top 10 on, Twitter. Christian, he's going to be appearing at the Kmart, Pittsburgh, PA, on Green Tree Road, July 23rd, 8 p.m. Wristband policies in effect. First 300 get in. The other ones don't. Bill DeMott teased on Twitter that he's going to be at tonight's WWE SmackDown taping and said he is smelling the talk of Season 2 for Tough Enough. Former WWE star JBL, haven't heard anything too much out of him the other night since he got stunned by Steve. Anyway, the former star JBL will be competing in a Marlin World Championship July 4th, represented by Bermuda. JBL is looking to catch his first 1,000-pound Marlin to win. All right. Evan Bourne wrote, following on his Twitter last night, that about his match with Mason Ryan. Said the potential match against Sin Cara. He says F-18 747 tonight. Almost had him. Said don't think it's going to be make the best of Raw 2011. Me versus Sin Cara. Wait for the pay-per-view, he says. Hey, I want to thank you guys for clicking. If you got anybody wanting to see some news, and sub up on this. Thanks. I gotta go.